A very good evening and welcome to Buddhist Mahavihara's Facebook page for another session of Dhamma Dana Series. I am Sister Udyani and tonight we have joining us Bhante Baragama Piyarathana who will talk to us on the topic of importance of the mind. Good evening, Bhante.
Good evening.
So
Good
before we
evening.
start today's session, I would like to share with you about Bhante, who is joining us today. So Bhante Piyarathana is a senior Sri Lankan Buddhist monk who obtained many academic qualifications in Sri Lanka, including a postgraduate diploma in education, a Masters of Arts from Postgraduate Institute of Pali and Buddhist Studies in Sri Lanka, and a postgraduate diploma in Buddhism studies, and also an LLB. Bhante was also the English language teacher and librarian at Sri Lanka Vidyalaya Colombo, an advisor for English subject for Colombo district in Buddhist monastic education section of the Ministry of Education, former principal of Sipanara International School in Sri Lanka, president and founder of Abhay Welfare Foundation since 2002, which is dedicated for the provision of food, stationery, medicines, and building homes for poor families. From August 2014 to October 2016, Bhante was also the Minister of Religion at Jetavana Vihara in Birmingham, United Kingdom. He also served as a volunteer chaplain at Birmingham Children's Hospital and a volunteer chaplain at West Midlands Police in Birmingham. Bhante has 12 years of experience in delivering stress management and spiritual talks in various countries, and he also has authored a book entitled Concept of Punishment in Buddhism. Now, let us put our palms together and welcome Bhante to start today's Dhamma session.
Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Dear friends in Dhamma, I am very happy to share the words of wisdom of the Buddha today. And today we are going to explore our own minds. So once Buddha addressed the monks while he was in Jetavana monastery and mentioned Pabhassara midham bhikkhave cittang tanchako agantukehi upakkilittehi upakkilitta. That, O venerable monks, I declare our minds are luminous and bright by nature. But all the defilements, all the incoming information will defile our mind and make our mind more dirty, more polluted, and so on and so forth. So Buddha said, the most important organ in our samsaric journey is the mind. In Dhammapada, the first verse of the Dhammapada, Buddha explained that Mano Pubbhangama Dhamma, that mind is the forerunner of everything. So mind is also the creator. Mind is the one who rules all of us. And if one speaks or acts or do anything with a corrupted mind, that suffering follows you, and like the wheel that follows the cart having heavy load of goods, the ox has to carry this heavy load. So similarly, when we are acting, when we are doing, when we are speaking with a corrupted mind, so all these things, all these phenomena, all these actions, all these words, all these our reactions have some repercussions or karmic tendencies we are creating in our mind. So mind is the forerunner, the most important. So in this world, if we look and see how many things are created in this world by all human beings, the clever ones, the smart ones, have created so many things. How do they come into existence? First, this idea, this innovation has perceived or started in a one human mind. So Buddha said, so having this pure state of mind when we are born, but later on, this mind will get corrupted. Why? Because we have many informations coming outside and polluting our mind, contaminating our mind, and giving so much, defiling our mind. So when this information is coming to our mind, Buddha says that ordinary human beings, those who do not have very good understanding of the teaching, working of the mind, and also the teaching of the Buddha, they they does not understand, they do not discern or comprehend that the defilements are present in me, and these defilements has overpowered me. I mean, we have been slaves of all these defilements in our mind. That is why I say, Buddha said, that is why I say that the ordinary person, uninstructed, unenlightened persons, there is no development of the mind. On the contrary, the Buddha also said the mind is luminous, and when mind is freed from incoming defilements, the well instructed, the well gone disciples of the Buddha can discern and realize and also comprehend his defilements, the arising of his defilements, and also increasing or aggravating his defilements, and also vanishing or the death of these defilements. He can observe, he can understand. So when these defilements are present in me, or when these defilements are present in the monks, the enlightened, the instructed disciples of the Buddha, they know, okay, I have these defilements in our mind. So he meditate and purify his mind, and so those instructed, well-versed disciples of the Buddha, they have a chance of developing mind. So we always like to eat very nice, very tasty, very beautiful looking food. So that is our nature. Buddha explained there are 4 kinds of foods. But we might think maybe different countries have different types of food. But apart from these various kinds of foods in the world, Buddha has explain very particular, very special types of foods. But we are only concerned about one type of foods. The first one is called these nutrients for our survival, for our samsaric journey. We need to have these 4 types of foods. The first one is called Kabalinka Ahara. That Kabalinka Ahara means that we take to nourish our body the physical, material, coarse food, maybe rice, maybe bread, or whatever. So apart from these nutrients, the second food is the sensorial impressions. So we have, of course, 6 doors: eye, ear, nose, tongue. Our body itself is a very good receptor of all the information from all parts of our body. And also our mind. These are the 6 kind of sense bases. And so based on these sensorial impressions, sensorial information we are getting from outside, we create food for our mind. So if you see very beautiful, very nice thing, then you like it. And if you see something, if you hear something very unpleasant, then you're angry. So as we are eating food, if we can eat food which is very good condition, hygienic, then we can digest. But in this sensorial types of food, we take so much this type of food, and sometimes we cannot digest. These are called the like thorns or like sharp knives that is pierce into our hearts, pierce into our mind, so that each time these memories coming into our mind, we cannot digest. We have indigestion. Even our own doctors, even psychiatrists cannot give medicine for this kind of uh, undigestible foods we have taken into our mind. They cannot be cured or they cannot be healed because we have this, the wound has uh, wounded so deeply, so it is very difficult to remove from these wounds from our mind. Then the third form of food is the volition, chetana, manosancheta. These parents do not eat their own child's dead body, not because for the taste, for the desire, or because of they are having so much greed for food, just to survive. So nowadays, of course, we are also eating and eating and eating too much and having physical problems. But the second example Buddha gave regarding the sensorial experiences we are getting through the sensorial food we are getting. Suppose there was a cow, and in this cow was skinned by a butcher, and this cow has no skin. And when this cow is going to the river, the fish and the other insects in the river try to harm her. So a lot of pain. And when this cow is uh, staying in open space, the flies and the other insects comes and hurt. And also when this cow is lying down on the ground, the ants and other insects come and eat. So our senses also throughout day and night, like the cow was skinned, and she gets a lot of pain and suffering from the outside elements, outside insects. We also, these 6 sense bases, we are constantly bombarded. Constantly we are having so much information, And these informations come into our mind and make many wounds, make many pains, and make heart-aching problems in our mind. So that is why the sensorial foods we are getting through our eyes, through our nose, through our ears, through our skin, through our other sensations we get into nose and all the other senses, we need to be careful. We need to be we need to develop what is called yoniso manasikara, the awareness, the mindfulness of these sensorial experiences then and there. That if you are aware, if you can develop this kind of sensorial experience, that means there is a possibility for you to have a very clear and very good peaceful mind. Then the third example given by the Buddha regarding this volitional manosanchetana ahara, the volitional food. Suppose there is a village. In that village, there is a charcoal burning, big pit. So in this pit, the charcoals are burning, or coal is burning, and still there is no any flames, but the heat and the glow is there. So the people in the village worried, if these flames get uh, fired and become a big fire again, maybe the whole village will burn. So the wise person will leave that village thinking that this is very harmful, this is very painful, this is very hot, so I cannot live in such a terrible and horrible place. Better I should go to a safer and nicer or good place, comfortable place. So he moves to a comfortable place. So similarly, Buddha has mentioned that we are undergoing three kinds of fire: the fire of greed, the fire of anger, and the fire of delusion. So these fires are burning us not only daytime but also during the night time. Buddha said, Diva Panjalati Rating Dhumay. That means in your daytime you get a lot of sensorial information. And when you go to bed, while you are lying down, you are remembering and recollecting all this information. So these information keep us burning again and again. Okay. So very sorry about this technical thing. I think today's the Wi-Fi signal is quite bad. Wi-Fi signal is quite bad. I'm very sorry about that. So when we are talking about this mind is like a supercomputer, and it has the ability to absorb like a sponge. Anything that is come all the way, we absorb all this information. So when we when we have any kinds of belief that will affect our body, that will affect our health, that will affect our everything when when we consider about our mind. So for example, if you are entertaining lots of anger and you are having anger towards somebody, let's say against your office colleague or some other person, then you think because you are harboring and entertaining anger towards him, something will happen to him. No, actually the harm will happen to us because the hormones, the body chemicals in our body will be changed for detriment to our health and detriment to our body, and also the psychological well-being and the psychological balance. So that is why our all the cells, all the immune system, and also all the neurons are wired in our body. Our thinking pattern, our way of thinking, our way of using our mind will always affect our health and also affect our mood in our day-to-day life. So it is very important to have a better and nicer mood in our life and also happiness in our life. So because at the end of the day, what we want is happiness. Everybody is seeking for happiness, nothing else. So when uh, we have this ability, natural ability in our body to observe and develop awareness. So, but we are not using this ability and uh, the space we can create in between our mind and the body, and the space we can create between our emotions. So we think, oh, it is my anger, it is my disappointment, it is my stress, this kind of thing. But if we go deep into our mind, they are just a thought, just a uh, process of thought or stream of thoughts that is arising, staying, and dying. So we need to observe, we need to uh, see our thought process and understand how our mind works. One time, a group of princes met in a jungle. Buddha met this group of princes in the jungle, and asked, these princes asked, there were about 30 princes. They went on a holiday picnic, and these 29 princes had all 29 princes had their girlfriends, uh, but one prince didn't have a girlfriend. So he hired one, maybe a prostitute or some person. And altogether, they went to the jungle. There was a big lake, and they were having a bath. While they are having a bath, this person who was hired taken all the valuables, all the good things they had, like ornaments, their clothes, valuable clothes, and she ran away. So these young guys, 30 young guys, and another 29 girls, princesses, are searching this girl because their valuable things are lost. So on the way, they met the Buddha and asked, "Have you seen, Venerable Sir, any woman passing this way?" Then the Buddha said, "No, I haven't seen." Then Buddha again questioned them, "What is more important? Is it searching a woman or search treasures or some other thing? Or is it worth searching about ourselves?" So our body, our organs, everything is designed in such a way. Um, uh, it is born. We are born with these organs with such a way that everything is directed towards external world, outside world. Our eyes, we see things from outside. We hear things from outside. We get all the information from outside. No way that we are trained from our habits to see inner mind. So there are more than themselves. We know about our office co-workers more than ourselves, but we don't know about ourselves. So Buddha emphasized for these 30 young boys, it is more worth, more good for ourselves to observe our mind and understand our mind so that we can develop our mind. So that is why the creating uh, good mind is very important, because at the end of the day, and because all the sufferings, all the problems, all the experiences are experienced by the mind, not the body. So all the interpretations, all the values, all the judgments, all the things are given by us. So it is very important for us to cultivate the concentration of the mind. Buddha's path, the dana, sila, bhavana, and the precepts, all these are aimed towards cultivating and developing the mind, or controlling or restraining the mind. That is why we need to control and understand our mind. So one time there was a young man. He came to a Zen master and asked from the Zen master, "Sir, I want to calm my mind. I'm so disturbed by the thoughts occurring in our mind, the thoughts process happening in our mind. So can you kindly teach me a good mantra that I can calm down my mind?" Then the meditation master, the Zen master said, "Dear child, the best way to console your mind is to meditate." Then he said, "Oh no, Sir Venerable, I cannot meditate. I hate meditation. And meditation is not my cup of tea. So can you kindly teach me a mantra?" Then the Zen master understood that this young guy doesn't like to meditate. So he taught him a mantra and asked him to recite this mantra many times while sit down. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. So when now, friends, once again apologies for the technical failures. So when this young guy learning meditation from this Zen master, he teach him a mantra. He has to recite this mantra, and but under one condition, he cannot think of about monkeys. He can recite the mantra. He cannot think about any monkeys. So he's told the master, "Oh, Venerable Sir, I never think of monkeys. Monkeys are not in my mind. I never want to imagine about them." So he went away. Then he went home and he started to recite mantra. As soon as I start to recite his mantra, all his mind was covered up with monkeys. So he's seeing the monkeys on his right, he's seeing monkeys on the left, he's seeing monkeys in front and back. Everywhere he sees. And again he had a wash, and after that he sit down, and also he see monkey face on his relatives, friends, parents, and so he was upset. And he went back and told the Zen master, "Before yesterday, I never think of monkeys. Now you teach me the mantra to meditate, but when I am or the pictures of the monkeys coming into mind, and their sounds and all that are coming into mind." So the Venerable Zen Master said, "Okay, our mind work in a different way. Why? Because our mind doesn't know divisions. Our mind doesn't know subtraction. It only multiply. You moment you try to suppress, moment you try to uh, get rid of your thoughts, it will become more and more stronger, more and more powerful. It will manifest more and more, multiply many, many times. So then the master said, it is also like a spring, iron springs. If you press it harder, it will come with a similar amount of or more higher amount of energy and jump. So mind is also like that. When you try to suppress your thoughts, when you try to control your thoughts, it is very difficult to control your thoughts and suppress your thoughts. So therefore, we need to understand that observing mind and thoughts and emotion is the best way to understand and control our mind. Because we are not suppressing the thoughts, we are not suppressing the emotions, we are just observing with a little distance, moving little distance away from the thoughts, and seeing like a independent people, or seeing like intermediate persons without any personal attachment. It's my pain, it's my thoughts, it's my suffering, instead of suffering, instead of my anger. Anger is in the mind, anger is in the mind, the distress is in the mind, sadness is in the mind, jealousy is in the mind. In this way, if you can observe your mind and thoughts process, then you can understand your mind more, and that will also reduce the energizing the thoughts or multiplying the thoughts, because you are uh, recognizing the nature of the mind. Can you hear me? So we can more you pay attention to your thoughts in a objective manner, not in a subjective manner, mind can be tamed, mind can be understood, mind can be used in a more fruitful way. Because when we have a dispersed mind, when we have a mind which is scattered all over the place, the value or the benefits we can gain from a concentrated mind is no more. So what is very important in our day-to-day life is to pay more respect, pay more attention, pay more awareness towards our mind, how it is behaving, how it is reacting, how it is interacting. Then you can observe the thoughts and the emotions in your mind, so that you can understand better yourself and be peace with your mind. And instead of becoming life itself a struggle, you can be very happier person, because the body and the mind are two vehicles. But if these two vehicles are going their own ways, and you are the mind, your thinking process is the master. So if you don't master your mind, if you don't master your body, they will go astray, they will go wherever they want. Then you don't have any freedom, you don't have any relief, you don't have any peace in your mind. So therefore we need to uh, pay more attention towards our emotions and observe them. Through that, we can understand our mind. So, since we have so much disturbance and distractions, it's quite hard to continue like that. So, I will end up here. May the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha bless you and guide you and protect you. And I'm very happy to answer if anyone have any questions from this Dhamma talk. So may the Buddha Dhamma Sangha guide you, protect you, and bless you.
Sorry, Bhante, about all the internet problems. Uh, Nobody has any questions. So, Bhante, we can continue to do the Anumodana to the Devas and the departed beings. Sorry, since Reverend is having problem joining us today to do the Anumodana, we have to end today's session. And so before we end the session, I would like to thank everyone who joined online and for bearing with us this audio issue, and all everyone who has sponsored today's Dhamma Dana sharing. So thank you, Sukhi Hotu.